Hey, Kayla.
Hi, Iyanna.
Welcome to Fill in the Blank podcast.
Welcome.
Okay, Ariel told me not to do this, but close your eyes. Just your eyes. Dream, 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 dream. Hit the hay, fast asleep. Close your eyes, little please. Hey, dream, 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 dream. Where y'all think that's from? We ain't gonna tell y'all. We'll give a shout out to the person next episode that knows where that song is from. But with that being said, hello. And welcome to the Fill in the Blank podcast.
Woo.
Hi, Iyanna.
Hi, Kayla.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
I'm doing good.
That's good. We're going to start with the feelings forecast.
Feelings forecast. You go first. I feel like I always go first.
Okay. My feelings forecast. Let's see. How has this week been? Oof. It's been a lot. This internship, it's been a lot more than what I think I realized that it was going to be. I only have to get 100 hours. This is only practicum. I haven't even started the actual internship portion yet. So practicum is 100 hours. Internship is 600 hours. Yes, so I have to get 100 hours in 10 weeks, which isn't bad because, no, it's not that bad. Especially with me being there every single day for a full day. So that part's not bad, but it's just like, it's really pushing myself and it's really making me grow as a counselor, which I guess is good.
No, that's good.
But it's also uncomfortable.
Of course, girl, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, so that part has been a little difficult. I've just been trying to like manage the process and make sure that I'm putting forth my best foot, especially because like I'm working with students and I don't want to like I don't look at them as like test dummies or anything.
I mean, it's a big
like
responsibility.
Yeah, so I want to be able to still be like put forth my best foot and be able to help them and impart wisdom on them. So yesterday was my first time that I had like whoa, what was that? Okay.
That was weird.
Anyways, yesterday was the first time that I had one of my recordings looked at and they had to like
they critiqued it? Oh, how was that?
That was cool. They gave me some good critiques. I feel like my style of counseling really came out, which was good. There were some things that I knew that I would have to fix, but it wasn't anything major. It wasn't like they were like, you suck, like this was terrible. They were like, this was really good, just tweak these couple of things.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that made me feel good. Like I did good with my session. I also realized like that I know that I'm an anxious person, but I saw it in the way that I counsel because my student was anxious and talking. And so then I started like, so we were both just like talking fast, like, so it was just, that was kind of like funny to see in action. And they were like, it was moving really fast. I was like, yeah, that's probably because I'm anxious as well. So I'm going to have to consciously like slow things down. But yeah.
I love that for you. That you're growing in your career. That's beautiful.
Thank you. How about you?
You know, I just came back from New York.
Yes.
Well, I won't say just. Like 2 days ago, I came back from New York. Me and Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
I was originally going because of a brand partnership, and Natalie thankfully could tag along with me, and I'm so happy she was able to come. Because I definitely needed the support, but it was really fun to just really explore New York. And biggest highlight of this year,
that's pretty big.
I mean, it's huge. I was in living history. I got to see Serena Williams play in person for her last match.
That is amazing.
Is that not wild?
That's amazing.
That's wild.
How was she? Was it amazing?
It was so. I could hear her grunts.
Oh my goodness.
It was cool.
I heard. I listened to the Friend Zone, and Dustin was there, and he was saying how he wants to like cheer because of how loud the grunts are, but he was like, I learned from my last time that I just gotta kind of like be quiet and sit there and just be chill. That's kind of hard. That's kind of like why I don't like golf, because it's like, dang.
I didn't realize how much of a quiet sport it was. But I get it because they're focused. But yeah, it was real quiet. I did not expect it to be like that.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was like that either.
Yeah, and then they'll be quick to be like, all right, y'all, hush, sit in your seats, because they don't want any distractions either with people walking around.
What?
Yeah, so it was a lot.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was a lot, but it was so. I think I might like tennis.
Really?
Yeah, it was so fun to watch.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I don't like any other sport. I don't like baseball or.
You don't like watching them?
I don't like watching them.
Okay.
Other than like boxing.
You don't like watching basketball? Really?
Like, I don't want to watch people run up and down the court.
I feel you. I don't like watching football.
I hate watching football even more.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Just watching people tackle each other and throw the ball back and forth.
No, thank you. And then it's kind of like math. You got to know, like,
first down.
Right. Like,
I just be watching everybody else. Like, what am I supposed to be cheering for?
Yeah, no, I don't have time for that. In baseball, I just go for the vibes and the vibes alone.
Oh, it's all for the vibes.
Yeah.
Give me I was about to call it a glizzy. Jared messed me up. A hot dog. Give me a hot dog and some drinks.
That's what they call it. It's a glizzy.
No one calls it that, Kayla.
People do.
I have never heard that before, Jared.
I've heard people call it glizzy.
Where the heck did that?
Is that a Chicago thing?
I think that's a Chicago thing.
Is that a Chicago
That
thing?
has to be a
glizzy. No? Okay. I don't know where that comes from, but I've heard people call it a glizzy before.
From what I hear, glizzy is not a good term.
No, it's not.
Like, quick to be like, glizzy gobbler? What does that mean? Whatever it is, I know it's not good.
That's not positive.
At all. But anyways, yes. So I like tennis.
That's good.
I think I might try to take it up as a sport too.
Oh, you can play with Ariel. Ariel be trying
to play tennis?
I have 2 rackets in my trunk.
Oh! Okay, you have to teach me. You have to teach me.
So Ariel tried to
But
teach
it seems
me.
like such a good workout, man.
Oh, it is. You're going to be running back and forth all right.
See,
you're going to work out.
Let's do that. I need something.
I'll go and catch the balls. That's what I was trying to convince Ariel the first time. Like, let me just run and catch the balls and I'll give them back.
Have you seen them? They sprint.
Yeah.
That's a workout, Kayla.
I'll do that. But I don't like playing tennis. I don't enjoy it. I think I'm scarred from my childhood.
Isn't that bad?
We used to have to play tennis, the 2 sports, tennis, actually 3. Tennis, softball, and kickball. I used to have to play at summer camp. Okay. And they would force us to play, and it would be so hot out there, especially sitting like on the tennis court with that sun radiating. I just could not do it. And so ever since then, whenever people bring up playing tennis, I'm like,
oh, you're really scarred?
Yeah, like I have a mental scar about it.
Okay.
I just can't.
It's okay.
Okay. But I will be there for moral support. Just to
run then you can run it.
Okay.
That's fine.
What else did you like about New York?
I met some really dope people.
Oh, that's good.
I met some really, really dope people. Even from the first night that I was there, I met these 2 girls. Oh my God, they were phenomenal.
Aww.
Yeah, one of them was a Peloton instructor.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that really cool?
That is cool.
I don't know much about Peloton, but when I saw her, I was like, maybe I should get into Peloton.
Yeah, my dad and my stepmom have one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
They're
cool.
really cool, actually. Yeah. I feel like that's a good thing to have as a workout because they have the built-in workouts on there.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I need one of those things. But yeah, they were really cool. Yeah, I mean, it was just really cool just to be there with Natalie and to walk around and stuff. We almost got kidnapped, but it's okay.
What?
Yeah, we were in front of the New York Public Library, and this older white guy named Tim with a black graphic tee, a receding hairline, some dark jeans, and some boots came up to us.
Police arrest him.
Right. If anybody needs a Tim. But he came over there and immediately, like, he was really adamant about shaking our hand. And I'm like in my own little world. I'm like, whatever. And immediately, Natalie was a bitch. And Natalie was like, yes, hi, nice to meet you. Because he goes like, oh yeah, my friend. But then he kept talking after it was clear that we didn't want to talk anymore. And he was very adamant about continuing the conversation. And then when he finally walked off, he did this weird detour where he looked like he was about to go to his friend, but he walked the other way, but then his friend followed behind, and they met further down the block and started walking and talking. It was bizarre. And then I swear to God, after it, I felt my hand tingling. That was probably psychological, but nonetheless, I was like, we almost got get that.
Yeah, no.
See, I thought we were 12.
Probably so.
I don't know if I should be offended, but I'm pretty sure he thought we were like 12.
I'm weak. That's no. I don't play with people in the streets talking to me and stuff like that. I've learned my lessons from taking the red line in Chicago. First of all,
okay.
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me, and I'm gonna look at you, and I want you to know that I see you looking at me, and I'm looking back at you. How about that? Now, go on somewhere else, mess with somebody else.
Don't be playing.
I don't, cause I got robbed on the train, so I learned my lesson.
Okay,
You can't be friendly to people. I was trying to be nice. I was like, oh, yeah, no. All that went
out the window.
Out the window. After that, people come up to me, I'll be like,
bitch. I'm giving bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm gonna get.
I feel
Just
it.
leave me alone.
I feel it.
But yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you got to go to New York.
Me too.
That's
Now I'm going to New York. Yeah! I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you.
I can't wait.
I'm living vicariously through you and all the traveling.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, this will be the last of it for a while.
Yeah. You gotta take a lot of pictures and videos.
I'm gonna forget. Look, this is why I'm the world's worst influencer, because number one, I'm sensitive as hell, and then number two, because I don't be taking pictures and videos like I should.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody there to be like, okay, Iyanna, take a picture.
Yeah, seriously though. But I'll be
because you'll take
anybody else.
Yes.
I'll take anybody else's picture.
You're the person that takes pictures of other people.
I am. Before, I used to carry around this Polaroid, and I would obsessively carry it around.
Mm-hmm.
All of my ex-boyfriends, their friends would be like, "Oh, did you bring your camera? Like, did you bring your camera?" Because I would just be going around taking
You were
pictures.
doing that when I first met you.
Mm-hmm.
too.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, you were definitely carrying it. You took it everywhere. You always. I think I have a picture that you took of us.
Yeah.
Like me and Marcus on the boat.
Yeah, I love that.
You gotta get back to that.
I do. I just gotta get back to me.
That's it.
But
That's it.
Yeah.
And you gonna get there.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay, well we're gonna go into the fill in the blank segment.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're talking about being a dreamer. We're talking about our dreams as children, and we're talking about how that did or did not carry over into our adult lives. Like, who crushed your dreams, who killed them, and how we can be dreamers again. So, fill in the blank. My dreams died when blank.
My dreams died when someone else's expectation of me was put onto me.
Ooh.
When at a time that I couldn't protect myself. When I was a child. Yeah, so what about you? Your dreams died when?
My dreams died when somebody told me my dreams were too big.
Oh, wow.
Because I've always been so creative.
Yeah.
And I've always had so many ideas. And it was just discouraged for me to do so many things.
Wow.
So I think that's when it got kind of like.
Do you think
crushed.
if no one ever actually did that, do you think you would have gone on to do every single thing that you wanted to do?
I don't necessarily think that, but I think that I would have been less fearless.
I like that.
Like, I wouldn't have been so, I wouldn't be as cautious as I am now, because I wasn't always so strategic in the way that I do things. Like, always thinking about, like, okay, this is the worst absolute thing that can happen. Like, I think that I used to just kind of like dive head first into stuff and then think about that other stuff later. So I think I would have been more like that.
Okay.
So what do you think for yours? What happened that made your dreams die?
I mean, it was definitely being raised by good old Kim. She was such a strict person that she didn't give me the room to really explore the things that I wanted to explore. On top of the fact that just like circumstances, like we didn't have the money to do certain things. Like I wanted to do everything really. I wanted to do anything in the arts. So instead I did everything that was free, which was everything at our church, but even that's within a box because it's at our church.
Yeah.
But even at our church, I was in the drama ministry, I was in the dance ministry, I was in the I was in the chorus, I was in, what else? I was doing a bunch
all
of
the
stuff.
artsy stuff.
All of the artsy stuff.
Yeah.
And those were all the things that I wanted to kind of dive into. And then on top of the fact that I was doing marching band, orchestra, like I was doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to go on to continue to do that, but then people were telling me like, well, you're not going to make money on that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like, do you know how rare that is? Or like, are you good enough? Or like,
placing their doubts into you. Probably something that somebody once told them.
On a child though.
Yeah, and it's a dream killer because you start, like, your heart is so pure at that age that you're not thinking about all that stuff. You're just thinking about what you love to do and you want to do what you enjoy. And they're placing life's burdens upon you before it's really even called for.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even necessary to be thinking about those things when you're a child, because you should have people around you that are like, oh, like, let's lift you up in this. Let's figure out how we can, you know, get you in different places to be able to explore that more. And like, that's
what I want for my kids, and that's what I've always said. I'm going to allow my children to lead as far as their interest in life.
Yeah.
And then whatever that is, if I have the means, I'm going to give them as much exposure to that as possible so they can figure it out while they're underneath my wing.
Yeah.
And I can help them handle disappointments or like expectations of life. Because like, why limit your child like that? Like if they... I can understand like getting your child to see the world realistically, but who's to say that that's not realistic?
Man.
So the more of the focus should be on, let me help my child deal with the ups and downs of disappointments and successes and failures.
Yes, and then to stop instilling this idea that if you do something creative or you do something you're passionate about, you can't make money. Like, I feel like the way that people talk about it is like, if you go the route of passion, then money is not involved in that route. Like, you have to go a route of doing something that you're not as interested in, or something that's a little more like stifling, in order for you to make money.
Like, no wonder a lot of people are now in their adult years miserable.
Yeah.
Doing whatever. I'm miserable doing whatever I'm doing.
It's us.
And I'm just like, who knows where my life could have gone. I guess it doesn't matter now. But, like, even still, like, who knows? But let's also talk about the fact that, like, they put this expectation of, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Mm-hmm. And then it's this one thing and that's it.
Yep.
As if, like, that figures everything out.
And that was my issue. Like, I had so many things that I was interested in, and I think that kind of intimidated people about me. Like, made people feel like, oh, she can't, like, how is she going to be successful if she has all of these interests? It's like the saying, like, jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. Like, just that saying is so draining for somebody that's a creative and they have so many visions in their mind of things that they could do, and people are telling you that, like, oh no, like, in order for you to do good at something, you have to, like, just be a master of one thing. Like, and not even placing more of the expectation. I feel like a better thing to say to someone is like, what's going to be your gateway?
Yes.
So you can get into the other things. Like, I do understand that you do have to kind of like master something in order for you to be able to move forward and have the opportunity to do more. But people say it like, you have to pick one. Just pick one.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That question also makes me think about, like, teaching children that, like, there's steps to get to where you need to go, and it's okay for you to be in, like, transitionary periods before you can finally get there. Because I think, in my mind, it's like, if this isn't going to happen now, like, it's just not going to happen. Forgetting that there's, like, 0 through 100 steps to get to that point.
Exactly.
And it's okay to just be in a temporary thing to get there.
Yeah, and like a growing period. It's like the sermon series that I like from Pastor Mike Todd, Planted Not Buried. That got me through my transition period. I felt like I was, like, I knew the potential that I had in me, but it just hadn't come to growth yet. Like, it wasn't visible just yet. It's the roots. It's beneath the surface. Like, you're planted. Yeah. But that, like, just because you're under, that doesn't mean that it's done. Like,
I think that's when a lot of people's dreams die too. When they lose that motivation, that momentum. They're like, you know what? It's just not gonna happen.
So, what was the dream that you can vividly remember giving up on?
Really all of the creative things that I wanted to do. when someone asked me when I was a kid, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I used to say I wanted to be a pediatrician.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to be around children. I loved kids. And I wanted to help in some form where possible. And then I realized that I struggled in school with my academics, but not because I wasn't a smart kid, but because of just like life, and I struggled with balancing both. I mean, I still struggle with balancing both.
Yeah.
Except now instead of academics, it's like my work. But then I lowered it down to, okay, I can't be a pediatrician. Maybe I should be a what did I say? A physician's assistant.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll do that. And then my mom was like, well, why don't you just like switch your majors? When I got to college, I definitely wanted to be a psychologist, hands down. And then she said, why don't you just make it biology, because that's something that you can actually make money in. And I was like, but I want to do psychology. She's like, no, just switch it. You'll thank me later. And then 2 years later, I switched it to psychology, and then she freaked out. She's like, you don't know what you want to do. You're like, I wish I had just gone with that the first one. Anyways, listening to other people sometimes gets me in trouble. When I know what I know.
Yeah. I think that people, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because it's like they want the best for you, but sometimes they think the best is just the safe route. The best is not what's the most fulfilling. You know, they're thinking about like, oh, we want you to have money and be stable, but all those things can come, and I feel like even more so it's gonna come. Like I always say that if you do what you're passionate about and you do what you love, there's a top dog in every single field. Every single field has somebody at the top that makes a lot of money. So if you do what drives you to push forward to that point, you can be the top dog in that industry. If you do what you love to do, versus you just making like a decent amount of money doing something that you absolutely dread and hate. Like you have no willpower to push forward, to grow, to be better in that field.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I have no interest in growing in where I am right now. Yeah, but then also, like, not everyone holds the same values of life. Like, I'm not a very money-driven person. I just want to be okay. Yeah. I know that sounds wild to some people, but I'm really not money-driven at all. Before I went on the show, and they were asking me, well, what kind of finances do you want him to make? And at the time, I only made 45, and I was like, well, I just want him to make like 50 or more, like just somewhere like around where I can make him and take care of himself. And they were like, oh, okay. Okay.
They thought that was kind of alarming.
Yeah, but even my parents always found that weird about me, because I used to say that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom if I could, and like take care of my kids up until like they're 5 and they can go to school, and then I'll get back into whatever I wanted to get. And they thought that was great. Yeah. They were like, don't say things like that, Iyanna. Like, I was saying the worst thing in the world.
I think that's such a beautiful job to have.
Yeah.
Like. And it's a hard job. What?
It's a hard job.
If anything, that's probably one of the hardest things that you could do, to give up your life, give up some of the interests that you have to lift up your child.
You know, a lot of people are showing me another way to do it, though. So I've seen a lot of stay-at-home moms where they have their own interests, and they kind of take that time to just dive into those while they also have take care of their kids.
That's true.
And I guess I never considered that an option too. But like, I mean, if I had kids right now or something, I could dive into this with ease.
That's very true.
But
I think that is a privilege. I feel like for me, when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a writer. And then I wanted to be a dancer. And then I wanted to be, the most recent dream that I had that got crushed was just basically by my own standards. So I really wanted to be a model. Like after I finished college, I wanted to model really, really bad. Yeah. I crushed my own dream though, because I was like, I can't live in New York. I went to visit New York. I hated it there.
It's a lot.
I hated it there.
It's an overwhelming city.
And I was like, I can't, like, I don't want this for myself. I can't see myself living here. I can't see myself traveling. Like, I'm a roots person. I want to like root myself somewhere. And so that made me shift my entire perspective of like what I wanted to do with modeling. And I knew I couldn't model in Chicago because I do not like the Chicago modeling scene.
No?
No.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
It's not what I want.
It's not the vibe.
It's not the vibe I'm going for. If I was to do like real like modeling, I just want more like high fashion.
I mean, I can't see you doing anything other
Yes.
than high fashion. You're a high fashion kind of gal. Are you serious?
So that's what I would want to do, and that's just not what it's giving here. So I think it made me shift my perspective because at the beginning of the pandemic, I was going to start my business. Yes.
You didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, so I was going to start. So my modeling team in college was called Exalt Modeling True. And then I was going to start my business, which was going to be called Exalt Me. And then the Me stands for Model to Empower. And so, like, the program, and I mean, I'm not talking about it in past tense, like it'll never happen, because I still see that like as something I would do. But like basically the program is going to be centered around young girls, like high school girls, and helping them like using modeling as a tool for them to like grow in self-esteem and confidence.
Well, it sounds like I need it too.
You're like, do it for me.
I did.
Yeah, and I mean that's part of why I went back to school to get my counseling degree. Because I want the program to be kind of like all encompassing. And so I've never, the idea was never to use this degree in a traditional way. Okay. I'm just not a very traditional 9-to-5 girl. No. Okay. So the whole idea was to get the counseling degree, get background in working with students and being able to learn like some of the needs that they have in order to get to college, and how to help them to shift their self-esteem and their self-perception and all that stuff, and then pour it into that program.
It's needed.
Yeah.
It's definitely needed.
I think that it's kind of like an untapped market. Like,
I agree.
People definitely focus on mentoring programs, but in terms of mentoring to the point of counseling help, like kind of like coaching them to have self-esteem and being able to like grow in confidence, I don't think that we
don't have
that.
That's not a thing.
No, and we need it, because I just think about how lost I was. Like every day that I'm at work with them high schoolers, just today, I was sitting there and I called Marcus when I went on my lunch break. I was like, I'm so happy I'm not in high school anymore.
I don't miss it.
It's the worst time.
It literally
of
is the
life.
worst time. I agree.
It's the worst time of life.
I agree.
Because just think about your brain function at that time focuses on pure relationships. The most important thing to you is pure relationships when you're in that early adolescent.
And everyone's just trying to figure it out. Everyone's a hot mess.
Yes, and they don't, and that's the reason why you don't have good connections with parents, because they don't care about their connection with mom and dad. They don't care. They really don't care about like me trying to talk to them either. Yeah. But I felt like it was a good angle to try to go in with me being younger, to connect with them, to be like, you know, I'm not too far from where you are right now. Like, I know things are different, but like I can still relate to you.
Plus, I just feel like you're fairly relatable anyway. So
I try to.
I mean, if I was a kid, I'd be like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah. I want to talk to you.
You're cool.
That's what I try to do. Like, but I also don't push it. Like, I see a lot of people.
You're not supposed to. Don't push it.
I don't. Like, and I'm just not that type of person anyways. Like, I'm not going to push no type of friendship or relationship with anybody. Like, it's either we're going to naturally come together or not at all. Like, that's going to be kind of it. So I'll be friendly and hope that, like, you know, I'll speak and hope that my spirit is welcoming enough to you. Yeah. But, like, if you don't gravitate towards me, I'm not going to pull you. Like,
it's crazy, though, because with teenagers, the less you try, I don't want to say the less you try, but if you're not, like, trying so hard, they actually gravitate toward that more.
They love that.
They love that.
They love it. They don't want the people that are just like,
yeah, they don't want that. Trying too hard to like get along just to get along. Like
they want to know you care about them for sure,
but then they give them the space, and the autonomy.
Yes,
that's what they really crave.
Because they're young adults. They want to be treated almost like like adults, like
because they're people.
Yeah, like people. And I think that's where I relate to them on, because I'm not like, you know, further out where I have kids that are their age and stuff like that, where I'm just like, you need to like, I'm be like, look, I ain't gonna hold you. You kind of tweaking right now. I don't really care, but these are the rules. This is why it's important for you to follow rules, because in life, rules are gonna happen. So I'm gonna be chill on you right now, but like somebody else might get you, so you probably shouldn't do that no more. Like I'm that person at the school, so I try to be like that. But then if people really push my buttons, I'll be like, okay, look, see, now you're trying me.
Now you're making me have to do my job.
Now I'm about to have to write you up.
I'm about to have to write you up.
And I hate that. I hate when I have to do that. But yeah, so all that to say, I think that I've kind of found my way into a little bit of what the other dream that died. That I don't know how I forgot that.
What was the other dream?
It's related to kind of like what we're doing now, which is so crazy. So when I was in college, my major was broadcast journalism.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to be a talk show host.
Oh, look at this.
That was my dream.
Is
like
this your gateway?
It might be. I mean, I hope, but I feel like I let that dream die because I realized the things that I would have to go through to get there. So I didn't want to be a newscaster. When I was in school and they had me doing that news stuff, I was like,
boring, right?
It was so boring for me. It was so draining for me. I just could not do it.
Because you thrive on relationships. And
yes. I'm not a facts-based person. Like, I like opinions. I live in the gray area.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the black and white.
Yeah.
And news just felt so cold. And so, like, I think that once I started getting up every day, because we would have to get up and be like real news reporters at my school. So like we had shifts.
What was you reporting on?
I would have to come into the station and I would have to research about things that are going on, call them up like, hey, can we do a news story? We'll be there at this time. And I'd have to go there with my photog, so that's like the person who does the video work, and we would go there and I would have to do interviews, and then I'd have to do a stand, like I can't remember the terminology, but like at the end, like for TV10 News, this is Kayla Scott. Like I had to do that. And it was just draining. I used to make Snapchat videos on the way there every morning. I'm like, y'all, I don't got much left in me. I don't know how many more times we're going to be doing these videos, but I'm going to bet you it's not going to be a lot. And after that, I switched my major.
Wow.
Yeah, I switched my major to public relations because I was like, okay, I just need to get out of here. I just need to graduate. And I don't know. And that's when I started doing my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I had the YouTube channel, and then I also had the...
Is that YouTube channel still up?
It is.
What's the name of it?
If y'all find it, y'all find it. I comment back. So I was calling it Bouquet, the talk show. But I was spelling bouquet like Boukay, like a bouquet of flowers, but like bouquet.
See.
And then I would write on my blog. Like I would write blogs.
You had a blog?
Yes, I had a blog. That's really my true passion, is writing, but nobody likes to read anything anymore.
That's
so
true.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have to go to other forms of media, because I'm not about to waste my time and write all this. Y'all not gonna read it.
Yeah.
I like all of those dreams kind of died. I was still doing my YouTube channel when I graduated from college, but then like life started happening, and I was like, dang, like I need to make money. Like,
true words were never spoken.
I need to make some money, and that's not happening here. Like, this is all fun and games for me to make these little YouTube videos, and I'm sitting in Final Cut Pro editing them and having fun, but like,
where's the money at?
Y'all watching these videos, but where's my coin? So it was just, all of that kind of just made me die off from those things. And I feel like I got to a phase in my life right before we connected and this started. I was in counseling and I was just talking about how like utterly depressed I was doing the 9-to-5 life and just working and not. Oh my gosh. And I realized like today actually, I was with my site supervisor and we were talking with someone, and she was talking about like being a creative person, how like 9 to 5 stifles you. Like it's just not made for you if you're such a creative person. And it was kind of like my aha moment. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like I'm too, my mind is going too many places for me to be in this type of space, and just like I'm just not that type of.
It really is stifling.
It is, and
it
so
drains you.
It's draining, and that's kind of the conversation I was having with my counselor. I was just telling her how unhappy I was with the place I was at in my life, and I realized like at every phase in my life besides that point, I was doing something creative.
Yeah.
Up until then, and she was like, so I wrote in my journal, like I did this whole journaling session after. And it was like my light bulb came on, and I was like, yeah, no, like I have to do something. So that's when I decided, I was like, I'm going to start this podcast. Like I had that in mind for starting the podcast, was in my mind for maybe about a year.
Wow.
And I didn't do it because of the fear that people instill in you.
Yeah.
And then the worries of like, well, I'm going to do all of this. And then for what? Like, where's the money going to come from it? Like, and I was like, I can't worry about that. Like, I just have to go for it. And I have to trust that, like, if God is placing this on me, that, like, this is something that I should be doing. That is something, like, I've just always felt like my life is not my own. Like, the stories that I have to share are to help to heal people. Like, I've always felt called to that.
Same.
And so I knew that I was going to start the podcast. And then, like, for us to come together and to like know that we had the same vision in mind, it was just like, like this is so great. Like I get to do this with one of my closest friends. Like how awesome. Like I just love it. Yeah.
I think this might be one of the first times where I dreamed something and it's coming into fruition.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that. Like what was the dream of podcasting? Like how did it start for you?
Well, it's just I've also always taken the stance of like, there's no way I'm going through all of this stuff for just me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it even more when I worked in that residential center, when I worked in-home therapy, and these kids, like they needed to know, like I experienced exactly what you, not exactly because they've been through, but I experienced similar things that you experienced, and I came out okay. But you just have to like give yourself the exposure. You have to see what's out there for you and dream bigger. And I think that's the thing about life. Life itself can just be stifling and can kill your dreams.
Yeah.
And it's happened so much for me that I won't allow myself to dream a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I do, like I'll get in the mode of like planning and stuff, and then I lose motivation very quickly, and it's hard for me to push through that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the first times where I'm not doing it by myself. And those times where I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I don't have that choice. And it's almost like accountability.
Yeah.
So I feel blessed to have you and to have our team, because I don't think I would have quit at least like 2 episodes. I'm not kidding. Y'all think I'm playing. Look, I'm already getting to the point where I'm young, tired.
I know. And that's how, but you know, that accountability, because me and you are similar.
Similar. Oh, God.
We're the same in that because I'm like that, and that's kind of how my YouTube has died off. I was actually just on my YouTube channel the other day, and the last video I posted, I talked about the first job that I quit post graduation.
Oh, wow.
I quit my first job post graduation.
Wow.
And then somebody commented like a few months ago and was like, wow, she must have, I really hope she's doing okay. She must be doing really great in that job. And I just think about the fact, like, I actually was getting a little bit of a following. Like, people were tuning in and they were commenting. But I just, like, I pieced out. Like, I just pieced out. But I feel like with this podcast, like, even in the times that we all might have difficulties, we don't have the ability to do that because we're all like, it's a full team and everybody's like, okay, we gotta go. Okay, we gotta do their part now.
Yeah. I've been saying for since the beginning of this year, I think that I was going to do a YouTube channel. And I expected to do that, of course, with Jared. But I was like, okay, well, maybe I could just do it by myself.
And let me tell y'all, Iyanna has been recording footage for a very long time now. Like, she'd be like, okay, this is for the YouTube channel, and she recorded.
Look, and now, like, I'll be sitting in my it's not a depressing apartment, but in my depressing apartment, in my depressing apartment with my mattress on the floor, and I'm looking around, it's like clothes and bags and shit, and I'm like, I don't think.
Bless you.
It's really funny. Look at Asia finally making her debut.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Everybody say, bless you, Asia.
Look, then people coming, bless you, bless you. But yeah. I think I'm also trying to find the balance between like, Iyanna, shut up and just get up and do it. And then like giving myself to grace of like, Iyanna, you're going through a lot right now. It's okay.
I think that you are going through a lot right now, which does make it okay. But then on the other side, I do think that you kind of throwing yourself into something creative and something that you've been desiring can like fill you up in another way.
You know where that gets like difficult? It's like, even though I want to do that, something like a YouTube channel comes with so much, because that'll be another platform for people to like continue commenting on. That'll be something else for people to get criticism on, because like I'm giving more of myself. And I think right now, because like that's all that I have, I'm giving so much of me personally, everything just feels like a hassle.
Yeah, and that's understandable, because I know how you are as a person, and like that's not even really like how you are, that you want to just like share your entire life with people. Yeah. And then, but I think that it wouldn't be such a bad thing if people weren't so negative. Like, I think that it becomes so heavy when people, like, it's kind of very similar to like the dreams things, when people just start like placing their own expectations and burdens onto you as a person. It's like, well, dang, like, I'm doing the best that I can do, and I'm doing what I feel like is best for me. So y'all hear that? Shut up. Okay. I'm sorry, because the people just be making me mad. I just can't believe how rude.
It's wild. Now you get to see it, because I turned off all the comments on my other posts, but now they're going straight to the fill in the blank posts to comment, and now you get to see that.
I be really trying not to go off, but it's hard. Like, I did go in the other day, because
you did go in. I was in New York, and I was like, ooh.
I couldn't hold that one in. I said, okay, I've had enough. Whoever the last comment is, you about to get it. And I had to go in, because I don't think, but it's stuff like that. Like, this still kind of relates to our topic, because what other people are doing is stifling dreams that you could put into action because of the fear of the expectation and the burdens that other people are projecting onto you. Yeah. And that's kind of the messed up thing about it. It's like, you want to be open in a positive way to share your life with others, but really people aren't giving it, people not reciprocating that energy.
I really do. It's like, I've also gotten messages where people are like, oh my God, I went through something similar, or I'm going through something like you're going through. And because of that, like, I just want to share, because I want to be able to help whoever else might be going through something similar that I am. But bless you, Marcus. It's just like, I think at this point I put up a wall where I'm like, do I really want to do that? Like, do I really want to let people in anymore? I think at this point, like, I'm just tired.
I think that, number one, if you have that on your heart to share with people, you have to remember it's going to be for who it's for, and it's not going to be for everybody, you know. So there are going to be people that have things to say, but I think also as time goes on, especially because like all this Love is Blind chapter is about to come to a close, I think that it's going to start to filter out. I'm really hopeful for you that you'll have a more positive, like, just environment around you in terms of social media, like, because there are so many people, like, even though there are those negative comments, like, there are so many positive comments, and there are people that be going to bat for you in the comments.
The wild part is like, I know the people who are similar to me, the people like me, aren't going to feel compelled to do something like comment. And
right.
Because we don't do stuff like
exactly.
that. It's like I can have an opinion, but I don't feel the need to like put that underneath someone's page. Maybe like talk to a friend about it.
Yeah.
But like
normal people.
Like normal people. But not like go directly to this person's page to like comment all of this stuff. It's crazy because a lot of people, some of the people who comment, I'll click and I'm like, you don't even follow me.
There are people who have come there that say, I've never even seen the show before. So that New York meme from Flavor of Love when she's sitting in the bed and she just like that's how I felt reading the comments. I was sitting there like, it's like, you never seen the show before. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're just here, just to like, and that's the thing about social media. That's kind of like, but that's the thing about any profession.
Yeah, that's true.
There's gonna be like good and bad sides to it.
Yeah.
So and I think it's just a little bit more like of a weight because it's people's opinions. But just think about like you could be in an office with people that have negative energy in every single day.
Because it's like at the end of the day, I get to go home.
That's true. You can't
relax.
Right. That social media is always there.
Constant.
It's constant.
People think it's like, oh, it's just one comment or two. No, it's constantly all goddamn day.
That's true.
The emails. Yes. The emails.
Okay.
The messages,
y'all need to get a life. Seriously,
emails. It's everything. And it's constantly. I could be in the middle of like finally getting together where I'm like, Iyanna, get up out of the bed, do something, and then I get a notification. Somebody sent you an email. Like, and I'm thinking, oh, is it a brand partnership? No, just somebody
telling me their unwarranted opinions.
It's literally.
Got it.
Literally. It's just constant. But you know what? The thing that gives me a sliver of hope is like, actually, this will all be over within a couple of months. People won't care about the freaking show anymore. People who only followed me because of the show, I mean, everyone did, but people who didn't follow everyone did. But the people who only care about the drama from the show are going to unfollow, and I know that.
And they're going to move on because then there's going to be a new season, and it's going to be new people for them to hackle.
Exactly, and I'm ready to actually put out stuff out there for the people who actually want to see.
And I think yes, and I think that's time gonna come.
That's what I'm like really holding out for, and I'm like, Iyanna, you just gotta make it to that point. Don't quit. Just make it to that point where you get to actually see your true audience. And I'm just ready for that shedding period to start. It's already started.
It's starting.
I lost 2K followers, and strangely enough, I got a little happy about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's starting.
Because those aren't the people you want there anyways.
Exactly. Those are the people that I want.
You want genuine followership.
Thank you. I want a relationship with my followers, and I can't do that when I know that there are snakes in the car.
I know. I feel it.
You know?
I definitely feel it. I want that for you, and I'm like, that's why I try to encourage you to stay the course, because I know how much you have to give. And like, I think that just in relationships, I've noticed with people that I can be like the visionary person. Like, I could be people's eye when they don't have it.
You absolutely
and
are for me.
I see for you like so much that is going to be possible, and how big that you can be individually, where our podcast could grow to, just everything. Like, and I just know how much you have to offer. So I'm like, I know it's hard. I know it sucks. And I know that like so many people can't even understand what you're going through. But like the future, like what's in store for you, like, and I think with almost any point in time, like I was just telling you earlier, when you're about to grow and you're about to level up, that's when like the devil's gonna try you the hardest, because you're getting closer you're getting closer to achieving purpose. And that's not what the enemy wants. He's like, okay, let me
is that you fall asleep over there, Ariel?
I'm literally up.
But yeah, like I think that it's almost like a block, like trying to push you off your square. And I know that that's happened to me in the past when it's come to my dreams and things I wanted to do. Like, I've let the enemy push me off my square and tell me that I'm not called for the things that I know that I'm made for. And so I know for you, like, that is part of the reason why, like, we were brought together, so I can, like, be that optimistic force for you when you're like, I'm done, I ain't doing this, and I'd be like, no, Iyanna, it's gonna be okay.
But I don't know how many times I've said within this week, I just need to finish out whatever contracts I got with whatever brands I got and just close it out and just delete everything. Feed all that shit.
Honestly. But look, I feel like it's coming to a head right now.
It's coming to a head.
It's coming to a head. Like, after this period, just think about, like, it's not going to get worse. People are going to leave, and they're going to go about their business, and then you can even gain more. Like, it's going to create space for more people that are like you, that resonate with you, to come and to be a part of.
And
where
that's what I want. I want. God, I love the people who like comment stuff like, "Oh my God, I never thought I would see someone like me on TV, bitch," because we don't go on TV.
Right.
Look,
we're not the people that would typically apply for these.
My dumb ass. But like, those are the reason for that. Those are the people that I push through for, and I'm like, you know what? If I can help anybody, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you got it.
But damn,
I know you got it in you though. I'm a be there to hold you down and carry you through, because we got things to do, man. We got P.O.P. Drink. P.O.P. hold it down. We got dreams to achieve. So I think that this is a good conversation. Anything you want to add?
How do I revive my dreams?
Oh, that's a good question. I almost want to say that revival comes in the dark place. Like, I would have never gotten to this point to even have the courage to speak out of my mouth that I was going to do a podcast and then speak those words to you for us to be in this position if I didn't hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Like, me being in that dark place and me hitting rock bottom was literally what revived my dreams. And I feel like you have to sometimes allow yourself to hit that space so that you can grow from it and know that the things that are built up in you in that space is what is going to be useful when you're going into your dream next.
My bishop used to say that a lot of the times passion is born out of pain.
Yep.
And I can say that that's definitely true for some other aspects of my life, and I don't see why that wouldn't be true here too. Mm-hmm. And while I'm in it though, I don't see nothing but black. Just like darkness. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going through it, y'all, but I see what you mean. Mm-hmm. And I know eventually I won't be in this anymore.
You won't. It's a phase.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of like a call to action. Like, you have two roads. You either want to stay down here or you're going to push it.
Yeah.
If you push it, then that means you're ready for what is in store for you next. If you stay in that space, then you might have a couple more cycles you need to go through.
No.
You might not have gotten it just yet. It's a matter of, did you learn your lesson?
I learned my lesson. Look, I don't know. Is this a lesson to learn? I've learned my lesson.
It's a growing period. You know that you're going to be able to be more creative. You're not going to, like, withhold your gifts.
Yeah.
Because you have too much to share. You see, y'all, I'm telling her what it is. I'm speaking life into my friend.
Oh,
she needs it. She needs it, y'all. Say positive things to Iyanna. Whoever leaves the best, most positive comment to Iyanna,
I'm okay.
We'll give you a shout out.
No, I'm okay, y'all. Jesus.
I'm weak.
I'm okay.
But yeah, I think that was good. That was a good combo. So, y'all, tell us about when your dreams might have died. Like, who killed them? How did you get to a place that you feel like you're in a better space and you're able to dream again?
That's what I want to know. For me personally, tell me how you revived your dreams again.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's talk about, we're on to the next segment. We're going to talk about the Feel of the Week, which I have no clue what that's going to be.
You didn't watch You did watch it.
What?
Oh, did we? We didn't talk about
the industry life.
We didn't talk about the industry life. What a maniac! I really wish y'all could have seen whatever the hell that
they did see it. Go on YouTube.
Hey, go on YouTube and see it. Just fast forward to where actually. I wish I could give a timestamp.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Don't make me a meme.
Yeah, please make her a meme. Please.
No, if y'all make me a meme, I have a screenshot of Iyanna that I told her.
Okay, don't make her a meme. Don't make her a meme, please. Don't do that.
My whole mind has just shifted after these last 3 episodes.
Really? How so? Tell me.
I take back everything that I said about Patiri. I am so sorry.
See?
I take it back.
Wait.
He's not the creepy man from Temptation. He's a totally... I feel so bad. After I watched those last 3 episodes, I was like, Bree. I wanted to literally like go through the screen and just muff her like, Bree. Like I wanted to shake her, wake her up.
So based off of just what we saw, Bree was tripping.
Yes.
Bree was tripping.
Yes.
However, I did get a weird feeling about Patiri doing that big grand gesture. I get what he was trying to do, but I'm not gonna lie, when Thailand said everything she said, I said, oh, I don't know.
I'm like that too because like I said, I live in the gray area space, so I can always understand multiple perspectives. So I get what she was saying, but
Bree was tripping.
She was tripping,
it's
and
like,
she didn't. And I don't feel like she felt like that.
She didn't feel that.
She
was boldened by that.
She latched on to how they felt. She was so overwhelmed because she didn't think that he would actually do something like that. So then when he showed up and surprised her with but then, see, this is where it's kind of like mixed feelings because like, it's not like he just did that randomly. Like he did try to call her.
But wait, why were they trying to talk about the fact like only 3 times?
No, that's toxic.
How many ever
That's toxic.
That's toxic.
That's toxic.
If someone's reaching out to you, they're reaching out.
Yep.
And for you to put a limit on like that or a number on that, like 16, you want a man to call you 16 times? I wouldn't want a man. It's perception.
Yeah.
I don't want a man to
I wouldn't. I would feel like he's borderline stalker. And I feel like, but that's the reason why I lean more towards Patiri's side because I think that he was really trying to show that he was like about that action. And that's kind of how men show up anyways. Like they're not gonna as much not all the time just talk with their words about stuff. They're gonna be like, okay, you want this? Let me show you I can do this. And they're just gonna do it. And that's what he did.
But so she expressed this concern of like, but outside of like us seeing each other, we don't have much of a relationship. Mm-hmm. So he tried to show her, okay, well, I've already gone back, you've gone back. Let me show you that I can be that.
And that we can work this out.
But she had already shut it off in her mind. But that's fear.
That was. She self-sabotaged in that situation because I know that she did it because I remember when she was talking about Patiri coming to Mexico.
Yeah.
And she was like, this is such a big moment for us. This is going to be the moment where we can really like, see if we're going to take it to that next level. And then he sat her down to have the conversation about them taking it to the next level. And she completely shut it down. And I think it's definitely fear-based. I think she's afraid of what could be. And I think that she sees like a good connection and a good man in front of her. And she doesn't want to be hurt by that. Yeah. Like that's kind of what it seems like, at least from what we're seeing. I kind of get that feeling.
Yeah. It's like I feel it, but at the same time, like, you just gotta give it a shot. I mean, even with like me and my decision, I was like, I know this man can hurt me, but like
it's worth the shot.
It's worth the shot.
Because what if you don't?
Because what if you exactly? What if you don't?
Yeah.
I mean, that's with all good things. Like if you're so used to bad things happening, of course you're gonna feel that immediate fear, and it might not turn out the way you want it. Yeah. But even still, why not just give it a shot?
You have to try.
That's growing thick skin and keeping yourself hard, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep it trucking.
So what did you think about Becky and PJ?
No, I find that this is such a best friend thing where like your best friend really know what you want, but you like pushing against, because typically I from what it seems, Brie at this point was so fed up with her just like pushing it off. She's like, girl, do you want it or not?
Yes.
And I think that's what at first I was like, why is she being so pushy? But then after we saw literally what Brie said would happen, I was like, okay, I see now. She was just fed up at this point of Becky like pushing this shit off.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
I was shocked.
Yeah. I said, oh, y'all kissing in public. Okay.
Oh, this is
this is spicy.
But what about the other guy? Becky want what she want, and you know what?
I feel like Becky is in her savage season, and
honestly,
I'm here for it for her. Like,
I'm here for it.
I want her to live her life. Like, if she think that she gotta connect, like, she not tied down to nobody.
And
she
honestly,
do what she
BJ
wants.
was pushing. So like, I mean.
Wait.
Are you about to talk about my thing? Wait, what? What?
Right.
I was about to say Miami. Yes, I knew it. Okay. First of all,
She ran that man for film. And that damn see-through shirt.
it was so bad. It was so. Why she talk about his titties? She said, "Oh, your titties came out more than mine." I said, "Oh, no."
I ain't gonna lie, he needed that though, because as soon as he did.
I don't think.
Why was he wearing that, Iyanna?
Okay.
That's a grown man.
Okay, in theory, yes, he deserved that. But in practicality, this man was on TV and she gonna read him like that.
He shouldn't have came at her hard like that while he had that outfit on.
He really thought he was doing something. She said something about him sitting down, and at first he couldn't.
That man said,
he said, "Oh,
it reminded me of white chicks." He said, "Hold on, how can I sit?"
No, that's bad.
He shouldn't have did that. When you got on an outfit like that, all you need to bring is positive vibes.
But you know,
just
he
don't.
thought he was like rocking that shit. He said, "I'm gonna be on TV today. I'm gonna let these titties out. I'm gonna let this ass show. Y'all gonna see my junk in these tight ass leather pants."
He said, "What y'all say? Thick thighs save lives."
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Bro, that was bad.
That was bad.
That was pretty bad.
It was really bad, but she had to do him like that. She had to.
And you know, I got such mixed feelings about Miami, but it's
Girl.
I cannot help but to laugh at her because she's funny.
She is funny though.
She's hilarious. Like,
I would never
even
want to know her
times-
personally. But she's funny as hell. Honestly, I'm telling you, I would be so scared of Miami.
Yeah, I would be afraid of her.
I'd be
She
so terrified.
makes great television, but I'm a little scared of her.
I'm scared.
And I feel like you got to come very, very correct.
You have to come correct
With her.
and with the facts, with the receipts.
Yes,
Because Miami,
she got that clapback game.
She really do, and fast,
Dang,
and fast.
that's scary.
But wait, how do you feel about her, that whole pool, that jacuzzi?
That was
situation?
wrong.
That was wrong.
That was
right?
wrong.
Right? The boy is sitting here.
That was wrong,
sleeping
and that's
on
his
the
best
bed.
friend, and you know his best friend is.
You know his best friend is fucked up though.
Yeah.
But he gave me creep vibes to me. But why is
Yes.
she interested in? I think Miami just go where.
I think she was just drunk. She was drunk.
She was just.
I feel like she was drunk and she was out of town and she was just like,
And you see your dude you supposed to be with over here sleeping and shit.
Yeah, that
I was
nigga
over
sleep.
here then. Shit.
well, he just slept and missed his beat. That's what I feel like she did.
It's an L for
Yeah,
me.
she just did what she wanted to do.
Bro, Miami.
But he's not the one. Like, he's creepy. Like, that wasn't even.
Both of them are.
I feel that's what I was about to say. That neither one of them are really great options. So I think that's why she didn't really care.
Oh, but I need a better man for Miami.
Yeah.
These options really ain't it.
I
Becky was right when she said something the first time. This ain't it.
This not.
I feel like Miami deserved way better than that.
Yeah, because as soon as they sat down at that table, I was sitting there like, these are the people that you decided, Miami.
I'm telling you,
I see, and I don't do good in them situations. I'm super awkward, and I would just act a fool until we had to leave.
I would be like Becky. I'm like, so the other girls ain't mentioned. I'm like that. Okay.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, they were. That whole trip was a mess.
Yeah, it was a little chaotic.
A little bit.
Did anything else happen?
Gerald and Thailand made up.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Thailand's going through a lot.
I do. I have a lot of respect for Thailand.
I do too.
Some of the things that she does is not my absolute favorite,
That's
but
good.
I also can see.
She's learning.
Yes, and I know what it's like to be in that period when you have like good intentions, but it's just not coming out right.
It's not.
I
fun.
do feel like she has a good heart, and
I
I do
agree.
think that she has good intentions. I think that just sometimes, like, it's like that growing period where you kind of have to learn the right way to like filter yourself almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to learn, like, okay, like, I want to say this, but I'm not going to say it this way because I don't want to offend people. I think she's learning that.
She's learning balance.
Yeah.
And I think I really did see her humanity in those last few episodes. And I was like, you know what? You're learning.
Yeah.
And just the fact she's growing is good enough. What?
The end of the last episode where Candace came and told Thailand about her boyfriend about to propose to her.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, so you know how we were about to talk a bunch of crap about her boyfriend. Turns out it's probably not him. It's the people he surrounds himself with.
But it's still him.
But it's still him.
Because why are you that influenced by what other people have to say?
But that just shows, like, so I feel like it's going to give me some flag.
What?
But, like, what I've noticed a lot, especially in the black community with men, is they rely a lot more on their friends who probably are also underdeveloped like they are than they do outside counsel, which might be the wise. It's like they're not able to see, like, your friends don't have the healthiest outlook just like you.
Yeah.
So maybe you should, like, look elsewhere.
Listen to somebody else who's in a different position than
exactly.
you. That, like, the point that you're talking about that you want to reach, you should talk to somebody that's in that similar
Similar position.
Similar position.
I agree.
So yeah, I did not like that. I didn't like that Thailand though had to, like, I understand she was upset, and I think this is just kind of how she deals with things. But I also felt like that could have been, like, a separate conversation. I didn't like that they had to, like, air it out there.
I agree.
And I mean, part of that is on Candace for bringing it up in that setting. But then it's also like, this is television.
But you know, production was like, hey, go talk about whatever.
This is television.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you expect? They want to get those reactions. But I felt like that was kind of cruel for them to end on that note.
I know, right?
So I'm ready for the reunion because I want to see, like, how things
resolution.
Yeah, how things have been mended since then, because it just left on such a, like, cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That it felt so, it just didn't feel tied up.
Yeah.
So you know, my position on that whole situation though with Thailand and her boyfriend, and Candace and her boyfriend too, like,
they all need healing.
They do, and I think that they all have trauma.
They do.
And they're afraid of the commitment because they're afraid of failing in marriage, and so they're choosing just not to do it because both of them have already identified that they're with the women that they want to spend the rest of their lives with. So what's the big deal?
Agreed.
That's my thing. I'm watching, I'm like, so what's the big deal?
Agreed.
If you know that this is the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want this woman to mother your children.
I mean that's bigger than anything.
Yeah.
Bigger than anything. If you can see someone parenting your children,
wouldn't you want to do it, like, show them a representation of love in that way?
Of love, yeah.
Like, that's, I mean, like, wouldn't you want that for your children? That, like, if your child was in a very serious relationship, that they would, like, the person that they're with will want to take that next step with them. You know? Be fully committed.
Yeah. They need healing.
They do.
They do.
Well, I think that this was a great season of Sweet Life. I really enjoyed it.
I'm sad
it went by so
quickly.
Fast.
It's because
that's what Issa does.
That is it.
That's what she does.
Releasing those 3 episodes at a time. I was like, well, dang.
Yeah, I was binging them. I'm such a binge type of person, so as soon as stuff come out, if it's out, I'm gonna watch it. So
Kayla, I gotta get you to watch Game of Thrones.
I told you what we gotta do.
Or at least watch the newer show.
What is it called? House of Dragons?
Oh wow, it's crazy that you knew what it. I didn't even know what the name of it. I just kept calling it Game of Thrones.
I just be seeing people post about
House of Dragons. Yeah, it's good, and you don't really need to know much about
Game of Thrones to watch
but it's helpful to know about.
I'm gonna try to sit down and watch it. I'm just gonna text you. You gotta text back though.
Oh. Look, I'm not in a season in my life where I text back or answer phone calls.
But yeah, so this is good. This is a good episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, as you can see, Iyanna's tired. I'm tired too. We're tired. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to yet another episode of Fill in the Blank. Woo! Find us on our socials at, our one social, feelintheblank_ on Instagram, and we plan to be getting TikTok soon.
Yeah.
What y'all want us to do on TikTok?
God.
So Iyanna, they can follow you at.
No, I'm not saying my social.
Just don't follow her.
Don't follow me,
please. Okay. I guess y'all can follow me as long as y'all are positive and have good things to say, because I will clap back. As told by Kayla.
Watch somebody come try you just cause.
And y'all gonna get blocked. Okay. Look. I don't have to keep up with no brand deal, so I will block y'all with the swiftness. I don't care about this follower count. Bye. So yes, thank you all for coming.
Guys, we love you. Bye.
Love you.